What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Sweet Science Tube. Let's get to it. All right, man. So I've been looking at some of the things that people have been saying, and I think is foolish. It's very foolish about the things, about the excuses that each side trying to make. Now I think the Ryan side, his fans, I think they have more excuses than the Tank fans. But the Tank fans, they have their excuses as well. And it's not fair to these guys. I've heard somebody say, they try to make it sound like Ryan Garcia is not elite. And don't get me wrong, he's not elite. I get it. But he is the biggest test of Tank's career. I've heard people call Tank, they say that Tank was a B-sided fighter. I've heard them say that he's a B fighter. You know what I'm saying? He ain't an A fighter, he's a B fighter or whatever, a B-level fighter. That's what they said, right? But then when he fight Ryan Garcia, they expect him to be they expect him to be elite. And I'm giving an example. There's somebody I know who calls Tank a B-level fighter, but at the same time, when Tank asks for the rehydration clause, he say he shouldn't be asking Ryan Garcia for a rehydration clause because if he's one of the top fighters, he should just take that challenge head on. He shouldn't worry about Ryan Garcia's weight. He shouldn't worry about none of that. While at the same time calling him a B-level fighter. And I called him out. I'm like, well, you say he's a B-level fighter, right? If he's a B-level fighter, isn't it relevant for him to have a rehydration clause? He didn't have nothing to say. But of course, he still came back with some foolishness. It was so foolish I can't even remember it. But it's not fair to these fighters, man. And, they both got excuses, because the truth of the matter is this. If Tank wins, if Ryan Garcia loses, Ryan Garcia fans are going to be saying that Tank drained him. He drained him. That's not Ryan Garcia's actual weight. He drained him. They're going to say that he should have been at 140. He should have fought him at 140. If he really want to prove some, he would fight Ryan Garcia at 140. They will make excuses saying that Tank drained him. And while forgetting that Ryan Garcia was also at 135 himself just 2 years ago. And I don't even know if it was a full 2 years, actually. Forgetting that he was at that weight himself, right? But they don't call it the stuff that Ryan Garcia is doing, like him going to 140. After Tank said that he was going to stay at 135. This is after Tank said he was going to stay at 35 for people who don't know. He moved to 140. Yes, he moved to 40 after Tank said he was going to stay at 35. Now, if he really wanted Tank, he would have been like, oh, okay, that's great. Now we can make this fight happen. You staying here? Okay, he said he's going to stay after he fought Marios Barrios. I'm talking about Tank. After he fought Marios Barrios, he decided he was going to stay at 35. And Ryan Garcia move up. But what's more crazy? They also don't call it the fact that he move up, then want to call out 135ers. Like, he want to call out 35 pounders, but then, but he at 140. He moved up to 140, but he called out Tank. Then he also made a comment about Lomachenko. Say, how about I shit up this robot or something like that? No, he said, after I finish with Tank, how about I shit this robot down or something like that. But essentially calling out Lomachenko. But he's at 135 as well, bro. Why is he calling out 140? No, I said 140 pounders. Then you have, Tank fans. If he lose, they're going to have an excuse too. If he lose, they definitely going to try to call out and say that Ryan Garcia was on steroids. He was juiced up and all this type of bull crap. Because he looked big and this and that. Well, yeah, he's naturally a bigger weight. Ryan Garcia said himself that his walking around weight is 150. He said himself. I can't remember what interview it was on, but he was on the interview and he said himself that his walking around weight is 150. So of course he's bigger. That doesn't mean that he's on steroids. You guys have to, just let these two lions go at it and stop trying to make excuses for them. You know, because if Ryan was really worried, listen, I'm gonna tell you something about both of these fighters. If Tank was really worried about him being on steroids, he wouldn't have taken that fight. And if Ryan was really worried about being drained, he wouldn't have taken that fight. Let's be real here. You know, because why would you give somebody else an advantage? You know, but I get it. You know, Ryan trying to make it seem like that, oh, that was his only choice. Because if he would have declined it, then the fight wouldn't have happened. Well, you don't really know that for a fact. You could have declined it. I'm pretty sure you could have had some demands as well. There's no guarantee that it wouldn't have happened. Because, I didn't hear nothing about him trying to decline it. Maybe he did try to decline it, but I haven't heard anything about that. So maybe he should have tried to decline it just to see. Or maybe he should have just came back down to 135. Or maybe he should have just stayed at 135 when Tank said that he was going to stay at 135. He don't even look bigger than Marios Barrios. So he's okay at 135. I know the Ryan Garcia fans saying that he's outgrowing that weight. Well, they said the same thing about Tank. He's outgrowing that weight. He's outgrowing 135. No, he's not. He can make that weight. He can make 135, but he also can fight at 140. Ryan Garcia can also fight at 140, but he also can fight at 135. It ain't like, you know, he can't make that weight. As a matter of fact, he the one that came out and said that he can make that weight easy. That's what he said. I gotta do your research on this stuff, on the things that they're saying. Yeah, man, but let's stop, you know what I'm saying, trying to make it seem like this guy's not a, you know what I'm saying, let's stop trying to make it seem like that these guys are not elite, you know, because some else that the Ryan Garcia fans are going to say, if Tank win, they're going to say that Tank ain't, well, I ain't going to say, I'm going to say Tank haters. If he win, they going to say that, well, Ryan Garcia wasn't elite. He was an elite fighter. And it's kind of not fair, because if Ryan win, they going to say, oh, that was a good win for Ryan Garcia. He beat the top guy. But then if Tank win, that they're going to try to say that Ryan Garcia wasn't elite. It's kind of not fair, you know. But tell me what you guys think about that, man. Do you think they should stop with these excuses? Do you think the fans should stop with these excuses? Because both fighters actually put the excuses out there, and now the fans take it and run with it. Tell me what you guys think, man. Leave a comment, like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with another video. Holla at your boy.